Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Going into the second half here of Dropped Frames, episode 175. Before we get started, someone is asking me why I never talk about the games that I've been playing. I've played one game in the past week ad nauseum. I'm currently at, I don't know, maybe, I don't think I've broken 200 hours, but close to it, 150-ish. I can't bring up the actual product page for it, otherwise I'd tell you. But I do have a question to Co, because I heard that you not necessarily rage quit it, but you quit playing Path of Exile just cold turkey. What went wrong? What happened?
Okay, so I did quit playing Path of Exile cold turkey, and it's not the first time it's happened. Here I'll kind of go down for it. Go down here. So
Okay.
When I picked my build for this league, I knew I wanted totems. And one of my mods picked it out for me, and it looked solid. I looked over it too, looked fine. Everything was good. And I liked the leveling up. I enjoyed the early mapping. But something kind of dawned on me as I was doing the early mapping, and especially some of the earlier stuff. Like, I had 2,700 hit points. And I was looking over my build, and there was basically no life nodes left to get in my build. And that's when I looked into my build a little bit more. And it turns out that the build is like heavily dependent on HP items and like all this stuff. And I really sat down and thought about it. And what was crazy is that was the same day I was thinking about maybe rolling a new build. Oh, and for the record, no, I'm not using Dan's build. I'm not using, like, I'm using an Arc Totems crit build, but it is not the one going around right now. I'm using a different one that's focused a little bit more on DPS and a little bit less on survivability, which was my big issue. So basically what it came down to is I realized that for me to get my Arc Totem build to the point where I could actually like go after Shaper or do something, that I would have to play like 50 plus more hours, probably. Like I know enough about PoE to realize how much work I'm going to need to put in to get to somewhere. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, if I really want this build to go somewhere fun, like, because I'm not a great PoE player, it's going to take me even longer. Like, I'm going to need to do all this stuff to do it. And unfortunately, it was right about that time that I also considered re-rolling. So I unfortunately had two different things that were pulling at me. Like, okay, you're going to have to play for 50 hours more, and that's just to get to the part where you want to. And then like more stuff happens. But I also kind of want to re-roll, and I don't have time for that. And I just kind of, said, you know what? I'm just going to wait for the next season. I said, because I kind of wanted to do either a Winter Orb build a build I've never done. I've never done a minion build. But then I realized that to do that this league, like, would be another 100 hours. And there's all these other games I wanted to play. I wanted to play Obra Dinn at the time. I wanted to play more X4. I wanted to play the Council. Wanted to check out Atlas. Wanted to play Ashen. And it just got to the point where I said, I'm not going to be able to play any of those games if I keep playing PoE. Like, that's what it was. I basically made the decision of 50 plus more hours, another week plus of PoE only streams, or spicing it up with a lot more variety and trying to knock some of the games off my list that I've been meaning to do for a while.
Yeah.
It was a tough choice. Don't get me wrong, because I love PoE. You guys, everyone who's watched me play PoE, like, it's basically it's a game designed for a loot whore like myself. I love it. And what's been even funnier is I have watched more PoE in the last week from people like you and Dan and other players than I think I ever have, because it's like, that's how I'm getting my fix this league, is I'm kind of like watching other people accomplish stuff. But I said, even though I love the league, like, great changes this league, one of the better leagues since I've been playing, I decided to go ahead and wait for the next one. Yeah, I'm going to do a big minion build next league and see how I like it.
I think without actualing you too much, the time investment comment is a real thing. And if that's the reason, then I totally understand it. Yeah. Everything else was could be challenged a little bit. And I think chat was already challenging it, but the time commitment thing is without question a great reason, because you either play Path of Exile or you don't. That's kind of how it goes.
Sort of. It's kind of like an MMO in that regard.
Yeah.
You're either fully invested or you don't want to look at it. Like, it's kind of like you're either absorbed or like, oh, I can't touch that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel there. And for the record, like, there's no question that I understand that a large reason that it would have taken so much time is because of my inexperience with Path of Exile. Like, I'm not trying to say that it would take every player 40 hours to get a 2700 early map build to be sustainable. Probably be a lot less for most of you. But honestly, at the end of the day, I play PoE casually. You know, I'm reading chat just as much as I'm playing. I die all the time because of how much attention I pay to it. So, you know, it's a different game for a streamer in a lot of ways.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, cool. That's I don't really have any I pulled up the Steam page. It's 135 hours in the past 2 weeks. So that's since last Friday. So about 8-9 days, something like that. Well, a little bit more, maybe 10 days.
And you're still going hard, right? Like actually, good opportunity to check in with you. Like, how's your run going? What have you accomplished, and what are your current goals?
So I took. Were you using Ziz's crit build? Is that the build you were following? I don't know what build you were following.
I was like a random build off the forums.
Okay,
man. It was
because I saw a little bit of the passive skill tree, and it looked somewhat similar. But I think most crit builds are similar to some degree. So I like
apparently a big rectangle of health that Ziz goes into, and my build just avoids it like the plague.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That was one of the things that I was just kind of like, well, shit.
yeah, I can get that. Yeah, so I hit like 80 hours or something on the totem build, and then respect with very little like currency investment into a bow build for the first time, which I think is actually becoming like my favorite, even more than Cyclone, which I've spoken pretty highly of in the past. So I'm super into this Ellie hit build that I'm playing. I'm 2.5 doctors away from Headhunter, which is about 15 exalts to go. So I think I've farmed like 40-ish exalts so far this league. So we're still farming quite well. It's been a long investment. I don't think I'm ever going to farm for Headhunter again, because in that farming, it's not buying other things. And so it's kind of, it's a weird investment, because the character progression has come to a halt, because to do so, I have to spend a lot of money. And that's in a game that's making the number, it's in a game that's about making the numbers bigger. To stop making the numbers bigger for 50 plus hours of solo farming, it's a little like, fuck, like I'm going to play 10 hours today and see very little change in the character. And I probably won't even level up. So it's a little bit rough. Yeah. Anyways, that's my Path of Exile. I'm enjoying it. The patch yesterday was good. They basically nerfed the betrayal, like bosses and betrayal encounters, so you don't just get one shot.
Twitter.
Yeah, that's really good. They're really good changes. You just don't get absolutely fucking destroyed when they show up. So, yeah, that's Path of Exile. If you know what Path of Exile is, it's more Path of Exile. It's good. It's
the only thing I know for sure is I will be back.
Yeah,
it's not right now.
You always come back.
I will be back.
You always come back for sure. Cool. Where do we want to go from here? I guess we talked about return of the Obra Dinn. Is that what's the name again? I forget.
I always got this one confused. I think it's Return of the Obra Dinn.
Of the Obra Dinn.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Return of the Obra Dinn. Yep. ROTOD.
Talked about it a little bit last week because Zeke was playing it. Koyu actually played and finished it, but we'll be very light on the spoilers. Just kind of what your thoughts on the gameplay portion of it. What'd you think?
The only two words that I can use to describe the Obra Dinn are insanely unique. I have never played a game like Obra Dinn before, and I doubt heavily that I'll play something like it again. This is a creative, really, really good game. It's a combination of investigation, of guesswork, of narrowing down your options, of slowly establishing right from wrong, of noticing very little details in the environment, which can sometimes tell you like huge clues, which then just snowball into giant revelations. It was an experience, and extremely, extremely difficult at times to like really figure out what was going on and what was involved. And the game does a great job of keeping you on your toes by not delivering the story linearly. So you don't even know where you are sometimes. You just know you need to be paying attention. It was really, really cool. And there was one little thing I would have liked to change about the ending, but outside of that, it was a great experience.
Okay.
Huge raging clues everywhere. Oh, just all over the place. Oh, the clues are so good.
Nice. That's what you look for in a game. like this.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Quick question. How many hours total did you put into it?
Total hours I put into Obra Dinn. Oh, a second. This was on GOG.
Nice name drop.
7
by the way.
hours.
7 hours, 10 minutes.
Okay.
7 hours.
Not bad.
Okay. Because I felt like with all the stuff, because I had 3 hours in it, and with my type of playthrough and all that, fucking around bullshit, I could probably get 2 casts out of it, and I want to go back to it because it was, like you said, it's very unique. The art style is really cool. The only thing, did you have a problem with viewers going like, this is pixelating when it's going through Twitch? Like, it's giving me a lot of artifacting at time.
What bitrate do you use?
I do 5,000.
How much?
5,000, 5K.
Bump it up to 6.
Easy for you.
Yeah, he can't. The limitation is his internet, not that he just doesn't stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what I've understood, 5, because this game works basically as like almost a giant like ink, like pointillization painting, from back in the day. That's not the right word, pointillization, I don't think. But it's like one of those paintings with all little dots that tends to like send your stuff into overdrive. I had to bump mine from 5 to 6. So I got a few complaints at 5, and then when I bumped up to 6, it was mostly just complaining about the graphics.
I like the look that you gave with that as well. That was such a like shit-eating grin. Like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers complained about the graphics. Nice. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What is pointillism? Okay, great. Awesome.
Pointillism, is it? I thought it was a stipple, stippled painting or something like that. Anyway, it was like junior high art where they told us, they showed us how to do that and shit.
Oh,
okay. Man, I thought you were saying the game looks like junior high art. I thought you were just ripping it apart.
Well, I mean, sort of in some ways, but yeah. No, what's really funny, and I think we talked about this on Drop Frames before, but it bears mentioning because it's just hilarious. In the options menu of this game, you can pick what ancient console you're playing on. Mm-hmm. So this is the Mac Apple II version, which I found the most eye-pleasing. You can run it on like a Commodore 64. You can run it on an old IBM 3. Like I think there were like 5 or 6 different options, and they all just completely changed how the game looked. It was a very weird decision on the devs' part. I don't know why, because this game would have been just fine with like regular graphics and a normal interface, and like it's a strange decision to have gone so retro with it, because nothing else about the game speaks to the retroness. Like, yeah, it's a game that takes place in, the 16th century or whatever, but like, why would that mean we're playing it on a 30-year-old computer?
Right.
Like, there's no like real connection. It's not like the gameplay is dated. If anything, the gameplay is extremely unique and you're not going to find it anywhere else. So, oh, here we go. Someone in chat said, because the designer's a massive hipster. I'll take it.
Oh, that's great reason. Yeah. That's all the reason you need. There you go. It's massive hipster.
There was another game. God, I can't remember the name of it, but you're like a cave explorer, and you have this. It kind of reminds me of like a
Spelunky
supermarket checkout gun, but it sprays out like color dots as you're moving through it.
You played
What's the name of that game?
I don't.
You showed us that on an Indie Sunday.
Scanner Somber. Yeah, that's what it was.
Huh.
Kind of reminds me of that. Like, it just puts like dots everywhere, and that kind of like makes up the whole thing. But I'm going off topic. I will and want to go back and finish Return of the Obra Dinn. But the things that the graphical thing I was mentioning definitely is something that it's holding me back, and also it's a thinker, so it's tough for 2 reasons. One, because there's a lot of, I would feel like I would have a lot of silent moments where I'm just sitting there kind of like just reasoning shit out. And I forget to talk, and I don't want to look at chat because chat is probably like, trying to help and give it away, which I try to avoid. But I'd probably just sit there like this. And and that was the other thing. Like chat would be helping.
Yeah.
So those are like two big reasons why it's kind of holding me back from doing this.
I will say, just as a little bit of unsolicited advice here, I started that way, and I caught somebody say something in chat that basically set the tone for the rest of my playthrough. And I was sitting there thinking, and someone in chat said, "Hey, Coat, can you just think out loud?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Just whatever you're thinking about at the time, just say it." And I started doing that for the rest of the playthrough, and it actually really helped. So I would just sit there and be like, "Okay, so this guy's with this guy, but he's not with that. But we know that in this scene he's doing this, but he's not in this scene. So we know that he didn't go that direction down the hall." So like, and that kind of helped a little bit. One other thing I do want to add about this game, though, I had a bottom drop out from you moment in this game. You know, like when you're in a car and you go over a hill and you're not expecting it, and you get that like little jump, and it feels like you're on a roller coaster for a second. You go through the game, and it like tells you know there's all these different scenes, and you're getting all these different hints and stuff, and you're filling in this book, and there's like 50 plus different people. And then all of a sudden, it just gets to the end, and you're standing on the deck of the ship. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, wait, that's it? And I look over in chat, and everyone in chat is like, yep, now you know, like, now you got all the info you need. And I open my book, and I have like 10 names filled out.
Yeah.
I close my book, and I'm just like,
yep. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get to it.
Seriously, a moment that I'm sitting there going, I might not be smart enough for this. I may have made a huge mistake because now 9,000 people are going to know that I'm not capable of this.
I would get to that point and be like, I'm gonna play this off stream, guys. Let's go ahead and swap games up.
Yeah.
Let's go back to one of those shooter games.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's it? I was like, that's all I get? That's everything? Like nothing else?
Did you not have that moment? Like, I had that moment early on in the game where the face, because one of the mechanics of the game is when the face becomes clear, like it's not like a blur. You can actually see their face graphic wise. That means you can find out who they are. That means you have all the things to find out who they are, what happened to them, blah, 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 blah. And I did that and I went, what the, there's no fucking way I know who this what the fuck is going on. And it kept going and I went, you know what? I bet the best way to do this is to get all the way through all of the things and then mash it together.
Yep. That's exactly how I felt. And that's why when I got to the end and I was just like, oh God, it's not what I thought. Like, but here's what's crazy. So that mechanic is really cool. And for those that that may not have seen this from last time we talked about this, basically every face in this giant picture starts as blurred. And when the game thinks you have enough, not necessarily like all the clues, but when you have enough, then the face will become unblurred. But now there's a subsystem on top of that where there's little arrows above their heads. They can be 1, 2, or 3. And those arrows will also tell you how difficult it is to deduce from what you have. But here's where the gotcha is. So in all of these scenes, it's an investigation game. And there's clues when you're in these types of scenes everywhere. Not necessarily where the action's taking place. Because you can walk around like a lot of the different part of the ships in these scenes. So like there may be an instance where, and I'm going to use an example. This is not in the game because I don't want to spoil it. But there may be an instance where like you're doing a scene and there's a cannon behind you. And on the other side of the cannon, there might be a note on the ground. Now you may never find that note, but the game's still going to unblur the face associated with that note. So that's the issue that I ran into, because a lot of these scenes have a lot of clues in them that are not fully apparent. But just because you've done the scene, the game will be like, okay, if you were careful, you should be able to identify this guy. But because you didn't actually see anything, you're sitting there like, what is this game trying to tell me? It makes it even more difficult than it already is.
Yeah. And also, like, we should take it off the screen because if he moves in different places, it gives away like a cool, really cool like element to the game. I'll just say.
Good call.
It's tough to show highlights of it without giving shit away because some of the shit that the surprises are pretty fucking surprising.
Especially towards the end. Like stuff starts happening where you get to a scene and you're just like, what is going on here? Like just complete, like you have no clue where this came from. And that happens multiple times, actually. It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Cool. That's Return of the Oberdeen. Zeke, where do you want to go from here? We'll toss it back over to you. You obviously play a lot of different things, and a lot of those are embedded within Indie Sunday. So you let me tell, or you tell me where you want to go from here.
I put there's a couple of games I put into the Drop Frames chat.
Yep.
With
say the
clips
names.
or with whatever. We can start with Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Okay.
Bendy and the Ink Machine was a game is a game. It came out episodically, but it released the first episode April of 2017. But it released in full this year in 2018. I think it might have given you the first 2 episodes or whatever. Now, this game is an extremely stylized. It's like you're playing in the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse era, like universe. But there's 3D models like this, obviously, like totally homage and to old Disney. That's obviously Goofy and suspenders and stuff like that. Bendy is Mickey and so on and so forth. But you play through this really cool 3D model world, and it's suspenseful. There's eeriness. There's jump scares. There's weird, like disturbing imagery in it. But it's kind of strange because you're kind of removed from it because of the art style. So it doesn't feel like it's
real.
Seeing someone with a more lifelike character model get, murdered or whatever. This one, you see like these cartoon kind of characters. And I'm saying cartoon unironically now, because they're actually cartoon characters, but it also gives you that feeling of like Roger Rabbit. Like there's real cartoon with real consequences and shit like that. Like they can have all the range of emotions. They're just actors on a stage. But they have real life kind of a thing. It's really unique in that. However, I didn't finish it for one very good reason. There was a bug, a save bug or something like that. And when I was getting towards the end, it fucked up and wrecked an hour and a half of playtime. Like I would have to go back to or not wrecked an hour and a half of playtime, but it wrecked it so bad that I would have to go from the beginning to get back to the point where I was. I think chapter wise. So I never ended up finishing it. I don't want to say it's not a bad game. It's just there was a really like bad bug. It's like going through a meadow with a great girlfriend and you're like skipping and jumping and then you step right on a nail in a pile of shit. Like everything else around you is fucking wonderful, but this one thing just kind of ruins it. So I never went back to it.
Nice.
I want to though. I want to go back and finish it because it's not a super long game.
Sure. $20.
It has
oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, it's $20 on Steam. It's by Joey Drew Studios Inc. I want to go back and finish it. Hopefully, I'll start from the beginning and go back to it. I just was at the point during that time where I was like, I'm not going to go back and do any of this again. There was a frustrating part that I got through that I would have to do again. And I was just like, nope.
Makes sense.
It is a good game though. Like I can fully say like this is a well done game. It's just I ran into a fucking bullshit thing So I never finished it, but I will. I want to one of these days.
All right, let's jump to shape-shifting detective, and then we'll jump over to code and talk about Below. I think we did we talk about shape-shifting detective a little bit, or am I confusing it with some of your other FMV games?
It's got some of the same characters.
Okay, maybe that's it. I think maybe you talked about playing this is what happened. You had not played it yet, so now that you've played it, also I'm glad that we just landed on the slow motion, like very emotional scene here. What's going on in this game?
This game is called The Shape-Shifting Detective. It's an FMV game from the makers of The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker, which is another FMV game with some of the same actors from Contradiction, Spot the Liar. Inspector Jenks is back, baby. He's the police chief in this little town. You have to as the title states, you are a shape-shifting detective. The people that you meet in the game, you are able to and this is not spoilers, this is like core game mechanic. You are able to become them in face and voice. So you meet somebody, you talk to them, you can become them, and then talk to like a friend of theirs as them, and they'll tell you like secrets that they wouldn't have told like the detective. And you unravel this mystery as you go along. You find out what happened, who done it. It's a who done it is kind of the category. But the voice acting, or not the voice acting, the actual
were you almost pulled a me. Somewhere acting. Matt Mercer just went, ugh. Oh God, what the fuck?
I know.
Somewhere out there, someone just fucked up.
The acting, the on-screen, that's what I meant to say. The on-screen acting is appropriately good and kind of a little bit hammy, and sometimes can be over the top, but it fits the motif of the game. You'll see a lot of familiar faces if you played any of these other FMV games that I mentioned. But it was a fun romp. It's $13. I'd say it's totally worth the $13. I like that these guys, whenever they make one of these games, they make it like super affordable to anybody. They never like it never gets outlandish with them. I think they stay within $20 when they put out a game. It took me 6 hours to complete, and I tried to do like everything. I would go back and make different choices. I tried to see different endings, because that's one of the cool things about this game. Every playthrough has a different ending. Or excuse me, a randomly chosen ending.
I see.
Of like 6, I want to say, or more.
That's cool.
But yeah, the whodunit is randomized.
Nice. We'll bring back an old favorite. Is it better than Fallout 76?
It is.
Okay. All right.
It's better than Fallout 76.
Good.
I think every game I've mentioned today is better than Fallout 76.
Good to know. Good to know. For anyone out there just wondering, that's our barrier there. That's the way we judge Indie Sunday stuff. Let's talk about Below. When did you play this? Was this before the council?
Damn.
When did you play it?
I think it was right before Ashen.
Yep, I got it. These chapters are pretty cool. So this is a game that, like, I kind of feel like we should talk about how long this game's been out there and been like, I feel like it's been fucking 5 years. I remember seeing this game ages ago when they were showing trailers for this shit. And it just kept showing up, year after year. I don't remember the initial announcement date of it. But it's always been on my radar, and I saw that it came out and not many people were buzzing about it. So is that the case? What did you think of Below?
Well, Below is an interesting, relatively simple game that suffers from a rather catastrophic interior design flaw. And it's one of the first times that I can say that I feel like a lot of times, it's bugs or it's balance or it's a plethora of other issues, but I feel Below has an actual design issue. Like the people that designed the game, I think that may be the biggest problem with the game. Yeah. The world is pretty. There's ambience. There is an interesting crafting system. The combat is simple but works well. It didn't crash at all. The environments are slightly randomized, from what I understand. So, like when you get to different levels, they like it depending on how many times you've been there. The layout can be different and stuff like that. However, here's the thing. And let me, before I say this, this is 100% my opinion. I tend to state opinion as fact, which is incorrect, but I just want to let people know this is how I feel about it.
This is going to be good. I'm excited.
When I started the game at the beginning, there's an introduction that's very artsy. It's a very long introduction of a guy sailing over a sea and nothing else happening. I think it took like 3 or 4 minutes of just like watching. Then you get to a beach. You have no idea what you're doing, and you start exploring around, and it's kind of it's a pretty big empty world at the beginning, and I was kind of feeling it. And so you move through kind of like in Dark Souls. They're like campsites you go to, and as I'm playing through it, I'm like, this is fun. Like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying seeing the world. This is good. And I keep getting a campfire, and I'm like, cool. When I die, I'll spawn back there. Okay, no problem. And I get further down, and I'm just playing along, and everything's good. And then all of a sudden, I run over this thing on the ground. Some spikes pop up, and I instantly die from full health. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Well, it's cool. The bonfire was just a couple screens back. We'll go from there. This is a roguelite game.
Right. I do remember them saying that. Yeah. Does it not necessarily fit?
No, not at all. That's the massive flaw. If you're going to make a huge artsy world, the last thing you want the player to do is have to go through it 10 times to instant one-shot traps. It quickly went from, oh, this is kind of interesting, to, holy shit, this is the 4th time I've ran across this giant empty field. Next game, please. Like, it's a massive, massive flaw. I didn't enjoy it. And then I died to another set of traps later on. And then another time I died because I got stuck on a stalactite. And every time you do this, you have at least 5+ minutes of wandering over this field and like working your way back through doing exact the same thing that you did. Like I feel like this game would be 10 times better without it being a roguelike. And I did hear that later on you can unlock passages and shortcuts and stuff like that. But here's the thing. You only have one chance to make a first impression. And when you're putting like multiple one-shot traps in the dark, barely able to see in front of the player, and you give them the ability to run quickly, it's kind of like, and the problem is you kind of need to run quickly because the world is generally big and empty. But at the same time, there's these traps all over the place that one-shot you. And every time you get one shot, that's 5+ minutes of you having to like work your way back. I don't understand how the people that made this thought that was a good idea for it. There's not nearly enough engaging things to allow for a complete reset every death. It doesn't add up. And people are saying, what if code's just bad? To be fair, I'm not the best player, but again, these traps in the dark one-shot you if you run over them. Yeah, so unless you want to spend your entire game walking around and meticulously looking in front of you, which I don't, then it was a very, very, very bad first impression for me. And I ended up talking to other people. I was like, what do you guys think of Below? I had some other streamers that tried streaming it. What do you think about it? And they almost all said the same thing I did. Like, I died the first time, realized what I was getting into, and switched games. And that kind of sucks because here's the thing. There's a lot of cool stuff in this game. Like, the levels were really pretty. When I was making progress, I was enjoying it. I don't understand what the decision was to make it a roguelike, because it would function fantastically if you just popped up at the camp you last rested at. So yeah, that's why I'm not playing Below, is because they decided to make it a roguelite. And it's just, I feel like it was a terrible decision for the game.
Yeah, the game was originally announced, by the way, during Microsoft's E3 2013 press event. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. It
But again,
sucks that
if here's the thing, and I'll say this straight up: if they put in a patch that allow you to turn the game from a roguelite into a, I don't know what you would call it,
not
a
roguelike
standard adventure, whatever. Yeah, if you could turn off the roguelite, I would play this game again. No question. I would play this game again.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people in chat were saying like it gets to the end game is where the game is good, but I agree with you that it sucks to like put such a barrier of entry at the very beginning. But maybe that just lets people know kind of what they're getting into right out of the gate or something. I don't know. The
big thing is that you have to ask yourself, like, you know, we play games for reasons, primarily to have fun. And that's the thing that made me stop playing the game, is because I died like for the third or fourth time to an instant shot trap. And I just literally threw up my hands. I was like, this isn't fun.
Sure.
There's nothing about this I'm enjoying. Like and it's like having to run through that field for the fourth time. I literally just said, nope, let's check out Ashen. Like, I'd rather watch Ashen download than keep playing this game.
I gotcha.
And I did.
I gotcha. It's very dark. There's no denying that. I think that obviously plays into like the torch and light mechanics that you've been popping up a little bit. But I see you constantly
if your torch is on, even if if you have your torch on, it puts a red border around the traps.
Yeah.
But if you're running around quickly, which you want to do because a lot of these levels are just big, empty, procedurally generated levels, then even if so you see how fast I'm running right there. Like, they don't pop up a huge amount in front of you. So even if you're running, if you're looking at chat and running in a straight line, one shot.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. Not a good game for streaming. Maybe it's a little bit better if you're like 100% focused on it.
Super
but even
into
then,
it.
I mean, like I don't understand the idea of one-shotting traps in a game like this. That just why?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like combat's hard. It's not like there's a huge challenge. Like, why would you do that? Frustration.
Yeah, I get it. Zeke, are you going to check out Below at all? Or did Co anti-sell you on it?
Well, the thing is with a lot of games that are on the list of my possible, top 10, whatever, or good games to play.
Right.
I sometimes don't even look at them before I agree to play them. You do like a poll, a Twitter poll or whatever.
Right.
I took one look at this and I went, this game is not for me. Before Co even said anything, he opened the inventory and I went, nope. And then he kept talking, and I went, double nope. I'm out. So you will not see Below on my channel.
Okay. All right. I might poke around on Twitch to see like kind of what the end game looks like, because I'm just curious what if this is early game, what 5-10 hours from this look like. If there's like a ramp up, or if it's still kind of this slow poking around with light mechanic, looking for trap type stuff. I'm curious for my own interest. We'll see. That's Below. It sucks too, because I was actually looking forward to that game. But everything I just saw and everything you just said, I kind of
I was really sad on my first death. Like, you can see it. I'm looking at the screen and I'm just like, wait, why am I back here?
Yeah.
Did I not activate the bot? What? And then I look over in chat, and chat is going, it's a roguelite, Co. It's a roguelite. And I was just like, oh, hell no. I gotta walk through that damn field again? Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that sucks. Zeke, you want to talk a little bit about Lost in Vivo? Whatever this is?
I do indeed want to talk about Lost in Vivo.
This
was a fucking weird one.
Is
all
this
right.
the same game? Is this Lost in Vivo?
Yep.
Okay.
This is Lost in Vivo.
What the hell is going on?
Okay. This is at the very beginning. Well, that's the thing. This is at the very beginning of the game. All the names on the wall, I think, are backers. And there was a couple of familiar names. I recognize a couple of names, but that's just in the beginning that they inundate you with like graffiti with names on it. I played this for about 5 hours, completed it.
Whoa.
About an hour into it, I just about shut it off. I just about was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. It's starts off so slow and and with a graphical quality, you're just like, oh God, this is gonna be painful. I pushed through the pain,
Okay.
which I wouldn't blame anybody for not, because it's a lot of walking and boring and you know, it's like playing an old like FPS like Silent Hill kind of a thing, but with very little action and story here and there.
What'd that note say?
I had already gotten this part, and I had to retrace my steps for this.
He's just a fast reader, Co. You know, it's got the
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just read you the blurb on Steam here. Lost in Vivo, a horror game about claustrophobia. During a storm, your service dog is forced down a broken sewer drain. You find the nearest sewer entrance and run in after it. Along the way, you will meet others that are also stricken by abnormal or psychological fear. Wow, it's a great descriptive thing, because it kind of lulls you into thinking that's what the game is about.
It's not about the dog.
It is not.
Okay.
It is not about that.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just to see where this game goes. I'm going to skip ahead. Yeah. Let's go.
Are there any spoilers we need to be worried about?
Hour and a half.
Sort of, kind of. The big surprise of the game is that it's fucking dark. It gets dark and it gets very like psychological. It's like playing a game Psycho Mantis came up with just to fuck with you. Yeah, there's a lot. It takes a weird, like lots of weird turns. And after I got over the initial hump of it being kind of boring and the graphics were shit, once you start like getting into it, it kind of sucked me in. And I like during like, cause I take a break on my channel like every couple of hours, and like the first 2 hour, like the first break after the first 2 hours, I went, there's part of me that wants to stop playing, but a bigger part of me wants to kind of see where this goes. And so I came back from break and I kept playing. And the next 2 hours, I was like, are you guys like, do you want to see what happens? Because I'm fucking like super intrigued as like what the whole point is and what the plot and the like, it's a mystery as to what the game is trying to accomplish. And it's dark. It's non-linear. There's no real like end goal. Like you pick up these things along the way. There's little puzzle elements and stuff, but it's just like kind of gets into your brain and you kind of want to fucking know what's going on. But also there's like meta shit in there, meaning like it breaks the fourth wall from time to time, like a la Stanley Parable or games like that, where I did not expect it. Did not expect
every like thing that I've clicked on, your face has just been.
Yeah. It keeps you like
just
that.
It's a constant state of confusion.
I can't wholesheartedly recommend the game. I can't, because it's like trying to recommend like a really not devious. What's the word I'm looking for? A really
deceptive,
divergent. No, like a word for strange.
Strange.
Yeah. But like a bad strange.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll keep going. I got synonyms for I got synonyms for everything. Surreal, maybe.
Aberrant,
maybe.
Bizarre,
yeah,
deviant,
aberrant probably would be it. But it's like recommending like
words,
telling someone to watch if you really enjoyed, this is an extreme example, I know, but if you really enjoyed Human Centipede just because it was so like,
yeah,
you know, in your face, and like trying to recommend that to somebody else is tough.
Sure.
Because you're like, I really liked it, but I'm a weirdo, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to recommend that. But it was intriguing the whole way through. And by the end of it, I was like, you know, that was kind of an experience. Like, say what you want. If this developer had a shitload of money, I bet they could make some Kojima shit.
Yeah, just make some crazy fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the game is called Lost in Vivo. It's by Kira, Kira. this is the only game on Steam that Kira has. It's published and developed by the same person. It's $12. Took me about 5 hours to complete it, and I didn't get everything because there's like you can get like 4 cassette tapes that you can listen to. But if you like weird horror shit, like give it a look. Watch a little bit of my VOD and maybe see if it's something you might like.
Yeah.
But I think the graphical quality is on purpose because on the Steam page, the about this game, it looks like the back of one of these.
Huh.
Like the back of a box, for sure.
That's a weird thing. That's a nope for me. I'll never touch this game, but
oh no, you would fucking hate it.
Yeah.
But I think that should definitely like games like this should be definitely like a charity goal.
Charity goal? Okay. All right.
Oh, but you don't do charity, do you?
No, I'm all against the charity. Yeah.
But yeah, that's Lost in Vivo, man. It's hard to describe, but it was a fucking experience.
What a weird game.
Yeah.
Is
it better than Fallout 76?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. And yes, it is.
Oh, okay, nice. Yes and no. Co, anything else that we need? I saw you played some more. Is that Warframe update out? Is that a thing?
Yes. So basically, the Warframe had its massive second patch for Fortuna, and it introduced a new style of quest that lets you take out the giant spider bosses. I unfortunately was working through that this morning when I started having some serious internet problems and had to log off. So I got like basically right up to the point where I can go after the giant new spider boss and had to log off. So we're going to be returning to that on Friday morning and working our way through there, killing the spiders, seeing how that goes. And yeah, more good Warframe stuff, man.
More Warframe. Cool. All right, short and sweet. Anything else that you want to just bring up from 2018? Because this is all she wrote. This is before Game of the Year. This is all she wrote. Anything else you want to... I'm trying to think if there's anything. I hope next
year is less buggy.
I don't think it's going to be.
I don't either.
I think it's going to be worse. I think
my lord.
Yeah. I don't think it's...
This year had a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
A lot of bugs.
It did, and it didn't.
Next year's looking good, man.
Yeah.
Got some really big, awesome releases next year. Could be a lot of fun. We're going to have a new Metro. Going to have Outer Worlds from Obsidian. Might even maybe get a Cyberpunk release date. Yeah, I mean,
I like how that's as big as a game release for you. It's just a release date. That in itself is a playthrough.
Rage 2, that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think Rage 2
Anthem is going to be out. Like 2019 is shaping up to be potentially really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have the greatest game of all time. A lot of really
fun stuff coming out next year. Yeah, Days Gone. Are we getting Last of Us 2 next year?
I don't know if that... I don't think that's been tied to 2019 yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Neo 2. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Should be pretty good.
Doom 2, maybe? Is the new Doom out next year? Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We can talk about all this at the big Game of the Year show.
Yeah, we'll probably do that winding down at the Game of the Year show. Zeke, what about for you? Anything we want to go through, bring up before...
Well, I mean, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You've got
6,
a lot
7,
of indie
8,
Sundays.
9, 10, 11, 12. I got a dozen indie games that we haven't talked about yet. If you want to do like, I don't know, 5 of them now, we can.
Sure. Just tell me which ones you want to bring up that are worth bringing up.
That's the thing. I should just like get the video links for you.
I mean, I'm looking at
I don't know where we left off.
Oh, you're saying where we left off. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was the last Indie Sunday game we talked about?
It was day 2, so we're on day 3.
Okay.
Let me see.
Indie Week, that's right.
Yeah. All Indie Sunday was on day 3 was just Beat Saber, it looks like. Which
no, that was one cast because it was like my Saturday, so I cast, cut off, and then restart.
Gotcha. For clarification's sake, is Beat Saber still in early access on Steam but out on PS4? Is that the... Because there was some confusion when it came to during the break, actually, when it came to what's on the list.
Still early access on Steam.
Okay, so we need to make a ruling. If it's out on PS4, is that...
It's fine.
It's good? We could... It's good for... Okay. I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter to me, as long as everyone else is. All right. Yeah, you just start talking about it. I'll try to find the Indie Sunday. Here it is. All right. Looks like you started off with "Welcome to the Game 2." Great.
Oh
Another
yeah,
game.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Game 2. Now, if you ever played or watched anyone play or heard about Welcome to the Game, it's a game where you are doing like a hunt and search through the dark web, and you're trying to find the Red Room, trying to get access to the Red Room, where people tune in and get murdered, basically. So it's the subject matter is really dark, as it should be, because the dark web is a fucking scary, weird place. But as you're searching through these things, there are events that can happen, like the breather and the police, and stuff that can stop your progress, or things that will kill you. Also, you can get hacked, so you have to do these little hacking mini games. This is more of the same, just with more shit. There's more like there's a Bitcoin thing that you can like mine Bitcoins as you're going along. You can in order to buy like Wi-Fi hacking ability, like of like people in your apartment building, so you can see what they're looking at, or that kind of shit. I didn't play it for overly long. I think I played it for I played it for around 2 hours, and I got to a point where, well, there was a frustrating part that made me have to restart the game, where I was in the middle of my apartment and the breaker box in the apartment building went out, and I was just fucking sitting in the dark. And I didn't know, like, you can't see anything if you don't like pick up the flashlight, which they don't really tell you about like right away. So I was sitting there like hunting around in the dark going, what the fuck? And people were like, you're supposed to pick up the flashlight. It's like, where in any part of the game they tell you to do that? They just don't. And it's like, oh, they don't hold your hand. It's like, no, it's a little black flashlight that you have to just fucking find and pick it up, I guess.
Jeez.
But that aside, it's not as tense as the first one. The first one was like, it got really tense at times. This one didn't have that for the 2 hours that I played. Like, I felt it a little bit, but the consequences didn't seem to manifest themselves for some reason when I was playing. Like, I sat there and waited. I was like, come get me. Come get me, you motherfucker. Come get me. And I waited and nothing happened. And I was like, okay, maybe that happens later in the game or something.
Yeah. A lot of people in chat are saying this one is more tense, so it must be something later. So
this one is more tense. Okay, so maybe I just didn't play it long enough or whatever. But in the 2 hours that I played, it didn't manifest itself, like I said. But if you like Welcome to the Game 1, give this one a shot. It's got more shit, more things, more options, and more like you can buy stuff and you get shit delivered by Amazon drone, but I don't think it's called Amazon. I don't remember what it's called, but you get that little drone and he drops you like your little items that you buy off of the dark web and that kind of shit. I can't speak to much of the story because I didn't get that far. I got like the worst thing you can say about a game. I got bored. And I was like, I'm going to switch.
that sucks.
Yeah.
That
$10 though. I mean, I don't regret getting it. It was $10. So it's not like expensive.
All right. The next one on the list you played for 11 minutes. Lucid Dream. I think we just got to skip that. Are we good?
I just want to see it. I can't remember which one it is. I just want to see it.
I mean, I don't even know if you boot it up. Yeah, you don't even start it. You skip straight to Stone. I don't know if you couldn't start it or what. You just go straight to this one called Stone.
This game was fucking funny. Stone is a koala detective. Or is it koala detective? I can't remember.
It's a koala something.
Hold on one second here. Let me pull that up because I want to put the Steam links for any game that is mentioned just in case you guys want to look at it. Stone. There we go. I play this for 100 minutes. Private Investigator, that's what it is. This game is by Convict Games. It is $14.99 on Steam. A stoner noir that follows a hungover koala detective's journey to find his kidnapped lover, Alex. So it's it's just kind of like goofy. It's goofy. It's absurd.
Wait, Goofy's in here? This is a great game.
No, Goofy is not in here. That's in Bendy.
Fuck. Okay, all right.
But it's a goofy fucking game with like you walk around and talk to people, and you go to like this dance club, a discotheque or something like that, and like there's like noises and music playing, and you're like this hungover detective, and you go to the bar, and you go to this place to talk to like this Jackie Treehorn like fucking beaver badger character or whatever, and you talk to him like what happened, where'd I go? And it's mostly voice acted. A lot of, I think it's, I'm not sure if they have Australian accents. I can't remember. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I can recommend it at $15. It's probably a little steep at $15. The graphics and the stuff is you can tell it's very indie, like a student project style. Like, hey, look, for my first 3D model, I made a koala, you know. But it's charming. I can't really say it's worth the 15, but maybe like if it goes down to 10, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Stone. And then My Memory of Us. You want to talk? Is this worth talking about?
My Memory of Us.
Looks like this.
Oh. Yes. So the biggest selling point for a lot of people in this game is Papa Jean-Luc is in it. It's Patrick Stewart.
Wait, what?
Sir Pat has a voice acting role in this game. He's the narrator. Yeah, it's great.
How the fuck did that happen? What the hell?
I have no idea. Probably someone's uncle or something's like, my uncle's Patrick Stewart. You want him to do some voices in this game? They're like, yes, please.
Yeah, of course. I'll just make the game for him.
Why not?
Yeah. What's the actual game though? What are we looking at here?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me link this here.
I'll worry about the links. Don't do that. I hate when people stop talking. So you just talk and I'll find the links.
Did I trigger somebody?
Yes.
Okay, fine. My Memory of Us is a moving fairy tale about friendship and hope in the darkest moments of our times. Enter handcrafted, gorgeously animated 2D world full of adventure, exploration, stealth, and mind-bending puzzles. Mind-bending. I don't know if I'd say mind-bending. Meet the kids brought up in different worlds and help them survive during times of. And then that's it. It just cuts off on the Steam page. It's developed by Juggler Games, published by imgn.pro. I don't know what that means. It's $18, $17.99 on Steam, and this game takes place. I believe it's during World War. Yeah, it's during World War II, and it's during the German occupation of lots of places.
Huh.
And but it doesn't say it. It's just symbolic, but it's fucking obviously symbolic. And it is very emotional, very story heavy. You play as these. It controls in duo. You take one, do something, take the other, do something. Or you need a boosty up. You take both of your characters over, and one of them gives you a boosty up, and you go like on. See how like it's leveled like that? It's not always like that, but there's a lot of parts where one of your characters is on this level, one of your characters on this level, and you have to work in tandem to get through certain things. And the puzzles are, I mean, pretty standard puzzles. They're good. They're not mind-bending by any means.
Yeah.
But this is one of those games another one of those games where I said, you know what? I would like to go back and finish this, but it's, I mean, not to its detriment, but it's kind of a downer, you know? I mean,
yeah, that doesn't sound like a cheery
yeah, it's kind of,
subject matter. I mean, it's
very much
like
what's that one? Not the War Inside. It's
I know what you're
the
talking
War Within.
about.
No,
that's something else.
Very emotional.
Are you talking?
journey.
Are you talking about like Valiant Hearts? Is that what you're trying to say? That's another
This
one.
War of Mine.
Oh,
This War
okay,
of Mine.
this
That's
War
what
of
I was
Mine.
talking about. Very emotional journey through one or two people's lives in the times of horror and hardship. But there's these little uplifting moments where they, they have like, have a meal on a fucking,
Is this where
instead of
Patrick
a
submariner is talking?
submariner ship.
Or is this the other voice actors?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yep. Patrick Stewart is the narrator.
All right.
I didn't finish it. I played it for, I want to say I played it for an hour and change. Yeah, I played it for an hour and a half. And I said, I really, really like this game, but man, is it kind of putting the screeching halt on fucking Indie Sunday, which usually like rolls along real quick and is like loud and exciting. It just went, let's have feelings now.
Hey, it happens, man. Sometimes that happens.
But it's really well done. I can't recommend it because I didn't play long enough, but from what I played, it's fucking phenomenal.
All right, $18 from Juggler Games. This next one looks like a great, super happy game. It's called The Cat Lady.
Skip it. Skip it. Skip it.
That's how I
Skip
talk.
it.
Welcome to Drop Frames. Oh God, I'm gonna throw.
Skip it.
Okay, we're skipping
I don't want
it.
to talk about it.
We're skipping it.
talk
Her
about
lower
it.
jaw
Link
sucks,
it.
so she has to move her top heart and side.
Oh my God, that made me dizzy. Jesus Christ. No Way Out.
I played about an hour of. How long did I play Cat Lady? I played it
2
for
hours and 7 minutes.
82 minutes.
According
It
to
says on Steam. I played it for an hour and 20.
Gotcha. What about No Way Out? A Dead Realm Telm.
Just boring garbage. This game, No Way Out, is
this
VR,
Uh
and it was fucking terrifying.
oh. Yeah.
It was fucking terrifying, intense. Like I had to stop a lot because my heart was just going. Because
Wait,
there's
really?
like you're constantly like, you feel like it's timed, where if you don't get to a certain, like you have to stay in the light kind of a game, and if you don't, it starts like you start like going, fuck, I need to get back in the light. Where's the next light? Oh my God, that guy's gonna, and then shit happens. So it kept me going. It kept me tense, like the entire time I played it.
Huh.
No Way Out is the name of the game. It's probably the most like tense and jump scare. If you don't like jump scares, you're gonna fucking loathe this game because it has a lot of that shit. A lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
And a lot of like tense situation where your heart gets beating. You're like, shit, fuck, I gotta go. And if you don't like that, you won't like this. But if you do like having your heart race and getting, pee coming out, this is one of the better games I've ever played for that particular reason. It's not disturbing. It's frightening. It will frighten you.
Gotcha.
One big drawback to this game, though. One big drawback, and I only played it for an hour, and the reason why, this game does have a queasy effect on me.
Oh,
The
really?
VR. The VR aspect does give me a little bit of queasiness, and not because of the subject matter, but because of the movement.
Using a controller.
I don't know why. I can't really, use a controller.
I think that's
can't
why.
really
That's one of the reasons.
explain,
Well,
but-
Here's one of the things. For Resident Evil 7, the way you're moving around right now, this
Mhm.
type of movement made me motion sick in Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
What's weird is the only way I got it to work is if I turned on the non-smooth movement where it like jerks you around like in pie sections. That
Yep.
completely alleviated it. I don't know if this game has a setting for that, but
The thing with horror, like with a game like this, though, is that you want to be able to smooth move, so because you're trying to escape shit. So you're trying to like run to a light or run away or whatever. So the smooth move or the tick movement kind of like goes against the mechanic of the game to the escape or run like parts of it. Whereas I don't think Resident Evil had the queasiness for me because I played all the way through it and I don't remember feeling that way a lot.
Did your smoothing, or did you use smoothing on yours?
I believe I did. Not sure.
I don't remember.
Not sure.
Random.
Yeah, No Way Out. Dead Realm Tale is $19.99, $20 on Steam. It's developed by Game Mechanic Studios, published by 3 Black Dot, and it's if you don't get queasy.
Wait, really?
During
three Black Dot? They're like 3 Black Dot is like an influencer management company. I wonder if this is from like a YouTuber or something like that. Because 3 Black Dot is like games. Reps like Jericho and some other people like that.
Right. Yeah. Apparently they have 2 games on Steam, No Way Out and Dead Realm.
Dead Realm is Syndicate's
they're
game,
related.
I think. Yeah. Huh.
They're related.
Crazy. That's crazy. I had no idea. Random tangent here.
Next. Oh.
Did you ever play a game called it was the Exorcist game from the actual movie IP, Zeke? The reason I bring it up is because it's a VR horror game, and I watched Waffle play it, and Waffle hates horror games as much as I do, maybe even more. It was go watch the broadcast if you ever get a chance, because Waffle by the end of this is like on the floor with his headset off and like visibly shaken and upset that he had to play this, and he just basically made a truce with his chat where he's like, guys, I can't do that again. We'll just watch some scary movie trailers or something because I'm fucking done. I'm out. And so I don't know if it was like Waffle was just like traumatized from it or if it was actually that terrifying. Because from everything that I saw, like he wouldn't even turn around to look at it. Whatever the like scary thing. No. This was another. It was like The Exorcist. I don't know. You play like a priest or something. Like you play an exorcist who goes to like a church or something like that. I mean,
Exorcism Case 0. Oh, The Exorcist Legion VR.
Yes, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, it was.
Okay, it came out in 2017. It has 5 chapters.
Yeah, it was something to watch for sure. I've never seen. I really can't think of another streamer that was like that fucked up from a thing that he had played. So you might want to check it out if you're into scary stuff.
Well, dude, I'm glad to hear you say that because The Exorcist, when it came out, was a paradigm shift for how awful and how affecting horror films could be.
Funny enough, I watched that and I was laughing more than I was like terrified. So I don't know if that's my response to being scared or if it was just so old when I watched it. It's like what, a 30-year-old movie now that it was just kind of whatever. Anyways, the next one on the list.
It's in my shopping cart right now. I can't wait to give it a look.
Okay. All right.
Real quick, this is a little bit off topic, but it's related to something we were talking about earlier. One of our viewers tweeted at me because we were talking about this earlier. Apparently, Amazon in Italy on December 19th. Oh, wow. This was written today.
Yes, it's today.
Leaked the release date of Last of Us 2.
I saw that. Yeah, March 2019, right?
March 29th next year.
Oh, March 29th next year? I thought it was March 2019.
2019. Whoa.
I'll believe that when
they say in the article that could just be a placeholder date, but if that's true,
yeah, I don't think that's true. That's why I didn't. I guess we'll see.
That'd be a weird placeholder date, though. But who knows? I mean, we'll never know for sure. But hopefully, now that that's been leaked, maybe they'll comment on it. That'd be nice.
Yeah, you might even get a response like today because that's pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's pretty quick.
Seems way too soon, especially for the amount of PR they've been doing, which hasn't been a lot lately outside of the big conferences. So
yeah. Also to shut chat the fuck up. I meant 2020. Go suck a dick, chat. Let's move on. I hate being corrected like that. What's the next game, Zeke?
2020 of what? What are we talking about?
They're like, it's 2019 next year, JP, you dumb fuck. Anyways, it doesn't matter. You played Rise and Shine for 2 minutes. Should we talk about it?
No. 2 minutes?
What did you actually play for 2 minutes? I'm just curious.
Are you sure I played Rise and Shine?
This isn't Rise and Shine. This is Apparition. I don't know. You had a game called Rise and Shine and then you skipped it.
No, I saw. Well, I wonder why I skipped that one. I can't remember.
I don't know. What's Apparition?
Rise and Shine has 0 minutes played on my Steam.
Oh, you just never even booted it.
Maybe I put it as the title for like a couple minutes and then switched. Apparition, another a horror game that is a roguelike. It's a first-person horror roguelike game where you are a paranormal investigator and you take pictures of monsters and ghosts and all this kind of shit. You're like basically you're Sam and Dean without any weapons and just one of them. So you go out, you do this stuff, you die, you gain points by going into the place, snapping as many pictures as you can of these paranormal events. Like you snap like pictures of like certain things give you points, like dead bodies, the actual apparitions, the monsters, whatever. And then you have to get back to your car to like bank your points. And then you use those banked points to purchase better items like a camera tripod, a video camera, a fucking cult staff. And I think the description of the cult staff says like, you might need this at some point. We don't know what it does. So I bought it and I was like, okay. And I walked around with it. Still don't know what it does. Like, they don't tell you. But you know what? It was fun. I played it for about 2 hours. It's a cool idea. I like the idea of going into a place. The place doesn't change. It's not like procedurally generating anything. So everything is in pretty much the same spot. But if you make too much noise, if you use the flash on your camera, light, sound, attract different, because there's different baddies that'll come in and attack you and kill you and make you go back to the beginning of the game. But you find out where everything is. You kind of like, okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick up this wood. I'm going to pick up this metal. And then I can go to the workbench and I'm going to craft this. I'm going to do this. And then you go to the Ouija board. You're like, okay, got to contact the spirits and see if I can get, anybody to contact me. And I'm not sure what the point of the game is. I don't know what the end game is.
Okay.
But
right.
This is what it says in the blurb. Apparition is a first person survival horror with ghosts and demons. Find yourself smack in the middle of a haunted forest in the dead of night. Talk to spirits through your spirit board. They can't call it a Ouija board because that's trademark. Talk to your spirits through your spirit board. Capture evidence of the paranormal, but beware, fiercely aggressive demons are on the hunt. It's let's see. It came out on Halloween, which is kind of cool. Developed by Mr. Siastku. It's MrCiastku. Mr. Siastku. Published by Fat Dog Games.
I like Fat Dog Games. That's a good one.
It's $10 and it's in early access. So let's bear in mind it's still in early access.
Who holds a candle
is
like that? What the? That's upsetting me. Who holds a candle like this, Zeke?
Nobody. Nobody.
All right, let me get over here with this candle. Over here real quick.
You don't like I'm going to drink out of this.
Let me drink this water real quick.
It is still in early access. The graphics are very indie. A lot of assets like reused and that kind of stuff. But if you play enough indie games, you start to just completely forget and forgive all of that shit. Because it has taught me to look for more behind what money can buy, like the substance, the meat, the heart of the game. Which it's like taking a course in game appreciation when you play tons of indie games, because then you realize what's important to a game to make it fun. But yeah, it's $9.99. I had a fun time playing it for 2 hours. I don't know if I could really recommend it because it is kind of strange. And I can't really say there's a point to it yet because I didn't get that far, but I don't know. I had fun.
I think there was one more in this cast. Yeah, there was. Witching Tower was the next game.
Yeah, dude.
Another VR game.
This is a VR game. This is a fucking great VR game. It's basically like Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, as a VR game. One of the first items you get, one of the first weapons you get, is the fucking bow from Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. It's just the bow, and when you take your VR and you pull it back, lightning arrow, lightning string. It's fucking cool as shit, and it looks cool and feels cool. It's point to point, so no queasiness, no nausea. It is first person action too, like, or a VR action. Like you swing your fucking thing, like dogs will come and attack you out of like you didn't see them coming. They're like, "Whoa," and you get like this dog like growl and like bite you, like shit, fuck, and you like start swinging the shit all frantic. Like it is so much fun. I had that's me. You see me like I was like fuck, beating on it with my torch. It was so much fun. I had a great time playing it. VR games, it's tough to play for a very long time. So, but I could definitely see myself going back to this. I played it for 105 minutes, so a little over an hour and a half. It does require a little bit more room than a lot of VR games because you are turning around and looking and you're swinging and you're doing actions like big actions and shit. So if you have a smaller VR room like I do, or a smaller VR like room to play, I was hitting my desk, I was fucking hitting the microphone, I was pulling shit off pulling my mixer off of the table, off of the desk and shit. So make sure you have enough room to play this game, but man, it was fucking fun. I don't know how long it is, so I don't know if it's got any sort of length to it, but it is $20 by Daily Magic Productions, published and developed. The Witching Tower is a VR action adventure title set in a dark fantasy world. Fight and puzzle your way through a foreboding fortress tower, unraveling each level's mysteries, an unparalleled experience with breathtaking visuals and environments. And yes, I can agree with that. There are some very cool environments and some very cool enemy designs. Very cool mechanics.
Witching Tower? Oh, it's just Witching Tower.
It's Witching Tower. I was typing in Witching Hour, and that's a completely different game. So, yeah, Tower with a T.
I'm totally getting this one.
It's fucking good. It's really good. It's not. I like that it's not like super. It's not straightforward. Meaning, like, okay, put it to you this way. Like there. I was on the top right here. That's what I was talking about. Like what I was just gonna say. You can go down and fight them like hand to hand, or you can like snipe them from up here, and it definitely has arrow drop. It depends on how far you pull it back or how straight it flies. It's man, challenging but it's fun. But also like when you have the bow out and the guys come up and attack you, like your first instinct is just like fuck. But what you really want to do is like put that shit away, get out your melee, and whack at them. But one of the other cool things is the bow. It does a cool like transform thing and goes on your belt. It like compacts. It goes. That's cool. Your belt is magnetic as well. So if you like to switch out weapons or to like grab something, you just like grab it off your hip, like Batman. Grab it off your hip, do that kind of stuff. Your inventory is on your wrist. You got like a little wrist thing, so you look at it and you open it up, and you look what's in your inventory and shit. It's really well done, and I'm surprised like I hadn't heard about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard about this either. I was just laughing because I thought about like all the fantasy movies out there and stuff, and how you have all these badass archers, and then you're like blinking, you miss like 6 shots, and then I thought like, what if that was a movie where the actor just like threw up his fucking hands, was like fuck it, and just grabbed his sword, and started to wait for the guy, because that's exactly what he did. It was funny.
I'll tell you this, it's not often where I get the feeling of being a badass, but like in this particular game, I had a couple of moments where I was standing like super far away from somebody, and I just kind of like turned around, pulled out one shot, and just went, and just like nailed him in the head and put him down. Yeah, it's even more satisfying when you're actually like doing your own arm, like using your own body to do it. I bet.
Yeah. Are you about to die here? I don't even know what's hitting you. Oh, there's
no, that's my friend. They're shooting arrows at me from below, and I can't find it. I couldn't figure out where they're shooting from.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that was the end of Indie Week Day 4. So we'll do Day 5. Perfect. The 19th. We'll just keep chipping away at it. We got 2 done. Yep. So that's good. It's good.
Yeah, I only have like 5 more games, and I'll probably have another Indie Sunday under my belt to discuss after that.
Cool. Well, January's looking kind of bare bones in the beginning, so it'll be fine. We'll just fill that show up, fill that content. Because we're done. We're out of here. That's it. We're done with Drop Frames in 2019. The next show is January 2nd, 2 weeks from now, I believe. Yeah, because next week is 25th or 26th or whatever. Then, yeah. We're going to be doing our Game of the Year show. So that's a thing. I don't know how long that show's going to go. If it's anything like Game of the Year shows of the past, they go on for quite some time. An hour, sometimes hour and a half longer than normal shows. So it's gonna be a long one. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. You can go vote yourself. By the way, we will be showing the community results over at itmeJP/GOTY. All you gotta have is a Twitch account to log in there and to vote. And some of that stuff will be changing over the course of the days. We'll try to be vocal about it on Twitter. But if you vote now, your vote still counts. We're not gonna take away votes. We're not that serious about it. There will be some issues with it as we move forward. So, yeah. Let's do some shout-outs and then call it a year. Zeke?
Wow, call it a year. Good one.
Yeah, why don't you start off?
Well, 2018 has been a hell of a year. Thank you all so much. Thank you to all of our guests for coming in and throughout the year, coming in and imparting their knowledge and their thoughts about all the video gaming that we've done this year. Thank you to Co and JP for another awesome year of Drop Frames. I'm so grateful to be a part of such a great crew and a great show. And I want to say it's a great audience, but it's a meh audience.
Yeah,
you guys have always been meh.
Yeah.
And that's,
I think the word is
like,
Yeah.
the word is what?
It's
Mediocre?
mediocre. Mediocre is what I would call it.
mediocre. Oh, I like that.
You've been mediocre, chat, and I want to thank you for that. Catch me on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, all at or / Ezekiel_III. I will be doing a little bit of smashing later tonight.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully, if someone can wake up and get out of bed, I will be over at his place doing a little men's day with Man vs. Game tonight, Smash Brothers, and it's going to be a fucking embarrassment because I haven't played any of it yet. I actually sent him a message going, hey, can I come over to your house like super early so I can get some practice in? Because I haven't played it, and my Switch got stolen on my way in Reno on my way back from Burning Man.
Oh,
so
fuck,
I don't have my Switch anymore. So I'd have to go buy a new one and the game. So I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's what's happening tomorrow or tonight. And then tomorrow is probably, I said I was going to do Pathfinder, but I think I'm going to do the Council. I think I'm going to make an executive decision because I love the Council first chapter. So
Wait.
that tomorrow.
Pathfinder Kingmaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same reaction when he said that, Co.
I wanted to try it. What's wrong with that?
It's like a 130-hour try, I think.
I'm not going to fucking play through the whole thing. I just want to play like maybe 15 hours to get two broadcasts to get like an idea of if I like it or not.
Okay.
I cannot wait to watch you play that. I wonder how you'll like it. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
Make sure you play it on the hardest difficulty as well.
I'm playing on the easiest. Don't even ask.
I think Council could be something special if you stick with it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm planning on playing that all the way through.
Cool. All right, Co, some shout outs.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Co. It's good to see you. I don't know what's been up with my camera all day, but it's been terrible. Thank you for bearing with me. But anyway, my name is Co Carnage. You can find me every single day at 9 a.m. EST in the mornings. I will not be streaming after this because, unfortunately, it looks like they are not doing Atlas isn't available, which was the big plan. So it looks like we're going to be trying out Atlas tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. EST. Bearing the game actually makes it out. We'll have to see. But anyway, guys, thank you again so much for all the awesomeness this year. It has been another great year on Drop Frames. Really appreciate all you guys watching us and supporting us. And make sure to go vote on our Game of the Year stuff. That's about it. As always, big thanks to Zeke and JP. And we will see you next year for the Game of the Year edition.
Sounds good. That's it. We're done. 2018's wrap. This was episode 175, which means sometime in 2019 we'll hit 200. So that's a thing to look forward to.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Co, when are you
JP,
doing?
where do they vote again, real quick?
Oh, itme.jp/GOTY.
itme.jp.
Yeah.
Or dropfram.es.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that, but that's people are. It's dropped what? That frame?
I love it. It's drop frames with a dot after the M.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's dropfram.es. Welcome to Drop Fram. We're gonna cook mashed potatoes today.
Yeah, I don't own that domain. That was, that was another mod that grabbed that one. But you can go vote there if you want. It all takes you to the same place. So that is it for us here in 2018. We'll see you guys January 2nd. No show next week, as next Wednesday is I'll be in San Antonio with family, so I won't be here. No one will be here, at least for Drop Frames.
And a big Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. Happy New Year, because we won't see you for that shortly afterwards, though. And hope your holidays are smooth, safe, and you have a good time with them.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you guys on January 2nd.
I will be broadcasting on Christmas in case you guys want to see Christmas-themed indie games like we did last year. It should be fucking terrifying and terrible.
Watch it.
Should be bad. Real bad.
We'll see you in 2019. Have a good one. Bye. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for Dropped Frames today, but we have Roleplay Far Verona coming up right now. So stick around. The stream's not going down. We'll just change the title up, swap some people into the call, and that'll be all she wrote. See you soon.